I mean, you know, I, as an adult, not being coerced in any way, have been to church with Matt like twice, and gone all the way to I forget where it was, but it was the Hell House last year.
Oh yeah,
and had a
all the way up
crappy
to
experience.
Yeah.
But you know, went there for the entertainment value, and like we were talking about earlier, we don't want to stay in a bubble, and just went there to see how they're pushing the religious message.
Oh, okay.
So, I mean, you know, there's nothing, I mean, you know, they can't really instantly brainwash you or your kids. Maybe in some cases they can, I don't know.
I appreciate it, guys.
All right.
Sure. Good luck.
All right, thank you very much.
Thanks for calling. Okay, so my internet is completely gone and I can't get it back, and I don't want to keep fiddling with it on TV.
So next we have...
You seem to have it.
We have Paul in El Paso.
Okay.
On line 2.
Hello, Paul. We can't hear you at all. I mean, we can hear a faint little bit.
Yeah.
Can you guys fix him?
Yeah.
I don't think he can hear us either.
Doesn't sound like it.
Hey, Paul. Paul, stop talking for a second. This isn't working.
Yeah. Okay.
Once again, the fun of being in a new studio. Luckily, I brought some material with me to keep us.
Well, I was going to comment on you know, the Brian originally had it popped up. He wanted to talk about microchips. You know, and he mentioned microchips.
Yeah.
And that's another interesting thing. I sometimes go over to the Rapture Ready forums because if you want to see some really crazy stuff, go to Rapture Ready and take a look at what they're saying. And a lot of them have decided that this flu shot, you know, because the government bought the stocks of the H1N1 and they're distributing it, that it's because it might contain a microchip, and that would be the mark of the beast.
Wow.
So
wait a minute. And they typed this on their computer.
Yes.
Okay.
So
I can't figure that one out.
Never mind that you can't spray a microchip up your nose without noticing.
They're not that micro. Wow.
You know, all of my pets are chipped. Okay, the chip is about the size of a grain of rice, so you couldn't like not notice this thing, and you can't get it through that little tiny needle even in the regular flu shot. So.
Right.
But they've decided.
I'm being told by the studio that the Nonprofits is on temporary hiatus until Matt's work situation improves. So, okay, no Nonprofits next week, no Nonprofits the week after that. Sorry, the show is all you get for a while. So we don't have more callers lined up. Do you have anything that you wanted to talk about? I
think that's pretty much. Oh, just a little announcement here about how those of you who've tuned in before, you know, we have a Twitter account. Okay.
Oh, yes. I should add that to my announcements.
Yes, we do have a Twitter account. It's called Inside the ACA with no spaces between the words. So you can follow us if you like.
Case doesn't matter, right?
It shouldn't matter.
Okay.
But if you can't find it or whatever, sometimes Twitter glitches and you can't get to it, just send us an email at the TV list and we will get you a link to the Twitter account. And the other thing is, no one monitors that when we're doing the show live. We have a small number of people who produce this show, and they've got their hands full right now. The producers are doing an excellent job learning the new equipment and keeping us on the air here. So that is not reasonable to expect somebody to monitor that Twitter account. And the other thing is, you'll notice that I'm technically logged into the chat room, but if you're sending me private messages, I don't actually monitor the chat room on there. So
we have no callers lined up. So first of all, I want to make sure that they've got the phone number up there because the screen is once again so tiny that I can't see it.
Yeah.
And second, tell our audience that if you are trying hard, I mean, maybe they dropped all callers. Oh, there's one.
Yep, we've got one coming up.
Anyway,
Okay.
Meanwhile, in international news, I'd like to give you two different takes on the same story. One is from the BBC. Scientologists convicted of fraud. A French court has convicted the Church of Scientology of fraud, but stopped short of banning the group from operating in France. Two branches of the group's operations and several of its leaders in France have been fined. The case came after complaints from two women, one of whom said she was manipulated into paying more than 20,000 euros, or about 18,000 pounds, and I don't know the exchange rate from there, in the 1990s, but I bet it's still a lot. A Scientology spokesman told the BBC the verdict was all bark and no bite. France regards Scientology as a sect, not a religion. Prosecutors had asked for the group's French operations to be dissolved and more heavily fined, but a legal loophole prevented any ban. Instead, a Paris judge ordered the church's celebrity center and a bookshop to pay a 600,000 euro fine. Alain Rosenberg, the group's head in France, was handed a 2-year suspended jail sentence and fined 30,000 euros. 3 other leading members of the group were also fined. Now, the other take on this story comes from the Daily Mash, which is a British version of The Onion, I think. Church of Scientology guilty of acting like a church. A French court's decision to fine the Church of Scientology for making outrageous promises based on absolutely nothing last night sent shockwaves of fear through the world's major religions. As the Scientologists were fined £500,000 for claiming eternal happiness was based on handing over a lot of money, and that the human mind is engaged in a constant battle with insane aliens, Catholics, Protestants, Muslims, Hindus, Jews, and Buddhists all began the search for a truly outstanding lawyer. A Vatican spokesman said, if every Catholic that we've lied to about virgin birth, miracles, limbo, and heaven, and we're talking billions here, decides to sue us, we're going to have to sell all the artwork and quite a lot of the gold. It goes on, but I think we've got callers left, so.
Yep.
All right.
Okay.
Matt's back. He just
Matt's
can't
back.
stand not being on the show. Are you there?
I am here.
All
What's
right.
up?
It wasn't that I couldn't stand it. It's you said you didn't have any calls, so
Oh,
I figured
okay.
you were lonely.
All right.
Oh.
There were a couple announcements to knock out that I'm not sure you hit or not because I missed the opening of the show. The Texas Free Thought Convention is coming up November 14th in San Antonio.
Did not mention that.
And Dan Barker will be there, as well as a bunch of others, including Vic Stinger, who was here in Austin on Thursday. There was a joint event between ACA and the Center for Inquiry at Opal Lines downtown, which went pretty well. Don recorded it, and I think the current plan is to use the video as a special edition of the Atheist Experience sometime in the future.
Okay.
Other than that, my work has got me working weekends, which is why the nonprofits are on hold. But you and I, Russell, had talked about doing a step-by-step through Ray Comfort's You Can Lead an Atheist to Evidence, but you can't make them think.
Yeah, I don't know about step by step. I just wanted to hit some broad strokes. But yeah, if you've read that.
Since I'm unable to commit the time to do the live show at the scheduled time, if the two of us can get together over the next few weeks, maybe we can put together some short segments for non-live nonprofits. Okay.
Sounds good.
That's about all I have.
All right.
All right.
Thanks.
Thanks, guys.
Bye.
Thanks.
We got Jeffrick in Toronto, Canada, and we have more free lines, so call on in. Hello, Jeffrick.
Greetings, can you hear me clear, or is the echo too bad?
Actually, I don't hear any echo at all on this call.